Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good anim morning.
Good Anna morning.
Oh my goodness.
How are you, India? How's everyone? How's the chat? How is everyone today?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm doing all right. I'm just putting on some coffee shop ambiance.
For yourself?
Ambiance. Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds atmospheric.
Yeah, there we are. Rainy day at the coffee shop ambience. 8 hours of rain, background chatter, and jazz music. Brought to you by YouTube.
The one and only.
Hey Devin! Good morning! Everything is Nand, Lady Amy, Zombie Star, and Rolando! Rolando! Good morning! So I'm hopping back over to this because it's time to colour some of the characters.
Cool.
I think that I still want to redo Sung's shoes, so I'm not going to colour those. But yeah, I want you to do the flats for these and get some of the background in. It's feeling like a TWRP kind of day. I'm looking forward to just relaxing into it and colouring some of these space boys. So I'm just going to lay down some simple colours first. How about you, Mike? What are you up to?
I'm probably just going to do some warm-up drawings. I didn't really get to draw that much over the weekend, so I'm gonna draw.
Oh no, you didn't get to draw that much over the weekend. How come?
Just doing other things.
Just super busy.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. What are you guys up to in the chat? How was your weekend?
Did we see Starlight Brigade on Adult Swim? We heard about it. We don't have cable television here, and so...
Yeah, unfortunately we cannot get Toonami where we are, but we did sit around on the internet refreshing and waiting for people to start talking about it. Luckily some people posted screenshots of it, some people posted videos of it, so we kind of felt like we still got to see it. It's amazing to see it on people's television sets.
Told my dad. I was like...
You did?
Yeah, well, I messaged him. I was like, hey, this happened.
What did he say?
He hasn't replied yet.
Oh, fair enough. He's probably too busy playing Dark Souls.
You know him so well.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing that they wanted it on there at all. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
I hope lots of people saw it.
Toonami is where I first saw anime. It was in the same time slot as I would have stayed up to watch things like Outlaw Star. So it's kind of surreal that like I'm now part of that. It's like a circle, you know, like
the thing that you used to watch, you've now been on. How does that feel?
I am an Aurora Boreas, which is the dragon that eats its own tail. No, that's
Ouroboros.
Aurora Boreas is the light show version.
Yeah, that's the Aurora Borealis. Is the beautiful lights that happen in the sky.
I am that.
Ouroboros is a snake that eats its own tail.
Ouroboros.
Aurora Borealis.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Whatever. I know how to spell it. It's
Aurora Boruto.
Uru.
How does it feel though to be on the channel that you used to watch anime on?
It still feels pretty surreal, to be honest. But hey, it validates watching all them cartoons all them years.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know, all those cartoons you watched, all the anime you were spending your time on instead of homework. It was really just study for the future.
Yeah.
You were just gathering reference in your mind.
In my mind face.
Yes, in your mind face. It's like a mind palace, except it's just your face again. Oreo borealis is a snake made of light eating its own tail. Nice. Oh, good morning, David. Good morning, Tibbs. Good morning, Ghost Star. Good morning, Rabbit.
Welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
We've got all the cool kids in here. David, how dare you? We'll not mention that. I'm not sure I like this Brady coffee shop. It has someone snickering in the background every now and then. It makes me feel paranoid.
That's just me. I've infiltrated your headphones.
No,
There's
stay
a little
away.
goblin in the right-hand headset part.
You're sat right next to me. You do not need to infiltrate my headphones.
I've infiltrated every part of your life now, India. I have to. It's my calling.
I like the sound of Oreo borealis from Devon, an amazing phenomenon where Oreos can be seen in the sky. I'm into that.
I've never.
Are you about to tell me you've never had an Oreo?
I don't think I've ever had an Oreo.
Dude, Oreos are the shit. They're the absolute bomb. Like, I don't normally like American biscuits all that much.
Why? When did we happen to use like really bad words to mean good things? Like, eat that. It is the bomb.
I don't know. Like,
okay, you want me to ingest an incendiary explosive device? Why is that a good thing?
You know what? I don't know, Mike. I'm not sure when that started. Probably in the 90s.
Is it the power of the word the?
No.
Like, that is shit. That is the shit. The is the powerful change in the sentence.
I don't think so. Because you can have like, it's the worst.
Is that just because, is that like a double positive, double negative thing?
What do you mean?
Well,
even Mike's not sure what he means.
oh no, it would be the same, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe the worst is just too straightforward.
Maybe it needs to be it needs to be a noun and not an adjective. Is worst a noun?
No.
It was the worst thing of all. It's kind of an adjective.
No, because shit means poo.
Yeah, but it's a noun.
Yeah.
Name and word, but worst isn't name and word. Until you say it is the worst.
I'm agreeing with you. It's not a noun.
Language is interesting.
It is. I agree. I agree with you. There we go. Bye-bye, Meowch. I must colour Phobos. You must leave. Ascend. Back to space with you.
You know, eventually we're going to become the Swift.
The Swift.
And the Doig.
That's the absolute Swift.
All other dogs will lead back to me. I'll be the source.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
They're like, have you heard about that dog? And they'll be like, what, do you mean Peter? And you're like, nah. Michael Doig. Peter Doig's a famous artist.
You dream of being the only Doig.
Yeah, like Highlander situations, run into a room screaming, I can be the only one.
That's definitely the line.
I can be the only one. The petulant version of the Highlander.
Yeah, Bryony agreed. Language is even more interesting when you work with lots of people whose English isn't the first language and they question the way you say things and you're like, English is stupid. English is weird and confusing and we have lots of words that's either spelled the same but mean completely different things, or mean completely different things but are pronounced the same and spelled very slightly differently from one another. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, well, English is sort of an appropriation of nearby languages cobbled together into one.
Kind of like Frankenstein.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. I always like the sentence, "Speak English, you're in America." Ha.
How come, Mike? Let me
Just,
delve deeper into your brain.
just because England is another country and it's a like, oh.
Buffy's jumped up onto Mike's desk and she's making her way downtown. Faces pass.
I don't think I have to really. Whoa, Buffy cam was just on. I didn't even have to do anything.
We've just been showing people a baking tray.
Yeah.
Look at this baking tray.
Look, she's just licking her feet. Co-star's just like, kitty.
Friday, yeah, the English language is the Frankenstein of languages.
Okay, I can boop the kitty.
It's true. It's confusing.
Boop the kitty.
I'm no longer sure where each different parts come from.
Boop the kitty.
And when you put it all together, it makes something terrifying. Hello, Corbin. Good morning. I should do some colour reference from Phobos. Because this is not the colour that Phobos is. Phobos is, I don't know what to call them, radio receivers, antennae?
Ears. In the,
ears.
In the palette in Toon Boom, I just named them ears.
Oh my.
You get what I mean?
I do. I'm still uncomfortable with the fact that I'm showing Phobos' arms because I don't know what colour skin Phobos has in this universe. Like, Phobos could be an alien, who knows? Like, I might try and put an undershirt on him so that we can avoid showing anything.
Alright, yeah. Why did you exclaim that you had to tell us something and then leave us all in the dark, David?
You have to tell us. Yeah, tell us. Tell us, for goodness sake. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Maybe he can't.
Why?
Now everyone's curiosity is piqued.
If you can't tell us on stream, you have to message it to us. At least. Something we'd be interested in for art. Well, oh boy! Shiver me timbers. I definitely am interested.
Oh, I feel so rusty.
What if Phobos is just a suit? Like in FMA? Yeah, I was thinking about that when Mike said that he called them ears. Like, this is literally just the head. His soul is bound.
That'd be pretty cool. He's just just a force of will.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I do not hate it.
The universe decided that Phobos must exist and crafted a suit to harness him.
Yeah, maybe it's just too much raw power. Maybe Phobos is just energy. Everything is Nan. Do you have your iPad? Nice. Let's see. Let me see. David is speaking and I want to see what it was he was going to tell us. So, let's see. I'm just going to read David messages so we can piece together this narrative.
Okay, go for it.
So, it's not a secret or anything, but something that I think you'd be interested in for art. I'm excited. It's not NDA or anything. But I reached out to Arteza, art supply people, and asked about collaborating with them. They agreed and are sending me over 200 illustration markers to review and to promote if you like them. Then I get to set up a giveaway for them to award a prize.
Wow.
You're a what's the word? Someone who is like a go-between between a company and people. It begins with A. It's a vertical position.
Advocate?
No, but never mind. And I think this is something directly in your interests.
Oh,
And Bertie saw Buffy licking her toes. But David says, I've never had a full set of markers for illustration, and so I'm excited to make paper illustrations. David, that's amazing! Oh man, I mean, I know that feel. Like, I used to see people using markers and always want to use them, but the markers themselves are so expensive for just one marker that it's really difficult to get a full set together.
yeah.
I think you would do amazing work with markers, David. Also worth saying, I think with the way you draw, like, it would
Markers
really
would
be
lend
something
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I wonder if we could do something similar. I would adore to have 200 markers. Oh. I guess that's how people get started doing those channels where they review art products. Like drawing with waffles.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you just need to have an audience, and then people want to like get in front of your audience.
Yeah. No, exactly, David. Copics are so expensive, but they're also such a good art supply. That's really exciting, dude. Oh, I hope they arrive soon. I want to see what you do with them. Would you do some time lapses of you using them? Do you think? Rolando's saying you need to get some nice paper for the right absorption.
Oh, I drew a line. There we go.
Oh, Davey, I'd love to do that if anyone would be interested in buying it. I wanna buy some art from David. I want a one-of-a-kind David piece.
Get an original.
Yeah.
Get it on that
Can
wall.
you imagine an original Space Maria?
Speaking of originals, the Tales of Alethrion director, I won a Twitter giveaway from them, and the art arrived. So I have an original. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just gonna say Mikkel. I'll look that up. It's spelled Mikkel.
Yeah, Mikkel.
I got an original drawing from them.
It's so awesome. It's really cool. It's the wizard who's my favorite character. It's worth saying.
Yeah. I love that character.
You know, the gingerhead one from the reward. Oh, also, David, I was being to ask, so what's the giveaway that you can do? Because that's exciting too. Speaking of giveaways. Yeah, exactly. It's not necessary for us to have to use traditional media in the work that we're currently doing. David, same as you. But I do think there's something about doing traditional artwork that is therapeutic, and it's kind of like a break for your brain that is important and really helps with motivation. So I think it'll be really cool to for you to be able to get into doing some traditional stuff. Like whenever I do anything on paper, it's such a nice feeling to just sit down at a desk with a podcast or something and to be able to just get away from the internet, get away from Twitter, get away from everything.
Yeah, I liken it back to the thing that Aaron was saying, that boredom is what led him to make the things he made. It was a way to alleviate boredom, and like current climate of social media, it like fills that void for you.
Oh yeah, you were talking about, there's an interview that Jacksepticeye did with Aaron that's on Jack's channel, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
They're just chilling out and talking to one another about life and everything.
Yeah, about their lives and how it's affected them, and it's just really cool.
It is, it's a really good video. If you like either of those guys, I'd recommend it.
I'll link it in the description below.
Will you?
Yeah.
Probably not. You guys are probably better just to go to Jack's channel.
I can link things.
Don't know if you've heard of a little known YouTuber called Jacksepticeye, but if you haven't, tell him Doig Swift sent you. He'll know what you mean.
Probably won't know what they mean.
Oh yeah, Inktober's coming up. I'd forgotten. Everything is Nan says in Sweden raffles are illegal. Yeah, we had that problem when we were trying to arrange the Nights of a Light Table art stream.
Yeah, YouTube don't like they don't like raffles that you have to pay to enter.
Yeah. On YouTube, you're not allowed to do contests that you pay to enter. And you're also not allowed to promote contests unless you fulfill a certain number of rules. We ended up deciding to do it via Twitter because there were far fewer terms that you had to adhere to. On YouTube, if you want to do any kind of contest, you have to provide all kinds of documentation to both just YouTube and to everyone entering. Hey there, Steiny.
Yo, hello. Maybe I did the eyes too high.
What is it that you're giving away, David?
That perfect.
Is draw piling your chosen software now, Mike, for doodling?
Drawing, yeah.
Cool. Hello, Josie. And we're doing okay, thanks, Steiny. How are you doing?
I don't. There's something less precious about a draw pile drawing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It's less intimidating, a draw pile canvas for some reason, than a Photoshop canvas is. I like Phobos' shoes. It's a shame that they're hidden. It's typical.
Oh, I think it's the same for us. Like, we'll have to state donations on our self-assessment tax thing.
Oh yeah, of course. We sure will. Yeah, we will, David. I'll do that. Thank you very much for the heads up.
You're
Art
good.
supplies are so expensive, but I love doing traditional art, so I'd really love to get some markers from them, if possible. It's super cool of you to let us know about it. Thank you.
What's this? I saw you made a system of frame / small dots to print in 6 colors serigraphy? Do you recolor everything done by hand? Thank you for your answer. What's that in reference to, Utah? Oh, David, I have a small question. I bought the Starlight Brigade t-shirt with your illustration on it. I wondered how you did make the colors. Oh, David made the colors by handing over to me.
Well, I mean, lucky that they're asking in this chat.
Yeah.
So Mike did the colours for pretty much all the merch, I think, because the poster with all the characters, well, that's a really bad way to describe the poster. The vertical poster with Strive reaching up, that was drawn by David and designed by David.
Yeah.
And Michael did the colours. The other poster was designed by me. Woo!
You have to say me with a bit more. It was designed by India.
By myself, and also coloured by Mike.
From my point of view, your me sounded just like a tone. It was designed by...
It was designed by Censored.
I think the lighting on it as well was on the characters was provided by David.
That's true. David did the lighting on the characters on both the poster and on the shirt.
But yeah, it was hand painted in, like, I used halftone brushes. And so it was done in Photoshop, and each color was its own layer, and I just mixed them to create the effect. It was a lot of trial and error, to be honest.
But also, if you're talking about the shirt specifically, the reason that is in different colours is that we only had 4 colours to work with for the screen print process. So Mike had to figure out a way to make 4 colours work across a range of 6 different characters, all with very different colour palettes. So he chose to go simple and minimalist with it and blend them using halftones, which was Laserhorse's suggestion.
Yeah.
The halftones.
Yeah, because I think Laserhorse and David had collabed on a Starbomb t-shirt with the dudes
howling at the moon.
So I used that as a reference point for creating it.
Yeah, and the logo on the other t-shirt was designed by Elle and Tib. With their power combined, they created the awesome logo.
Yeah. I think actually I might have the... If I NDA a second, I might have the file here. I'm just trying to remember. I handed off the design before it was fully finalized. It was properly finalized by
Laserhorse?
Yeah.
Yeah, Laserhorse did some tweaks to the final files because we're sending it through Laserhorse since he had lots of experience with printing that kind of merch.
I think it was
having
saved.
artist friends is very good and very helpful. I'd love to do more work with halftones, David. They look so fun, and I think they look absolutely radical when you do them well. Seeing Mike use them on that shirt made me really want to experiment with some art using them. Can you imagine some traditional half-tone Space Maria art? That would be amazing.
That would be super cool. Super, super cool. There's a poster in our apartment that is like almost like a screen print of the movie The Thing. That I walk by it like nearly every day, and I really like the kind of limited color of like I think it's black, blue, orange, slightly darker orange, and I just like that.
We thought it was screen printed, same as the merch that we designed to begin with, but we checked it and it's more than 4 colors. It's like six or 7 colors. So I think it's just deliberately designed to look that way.
Yeah. Oh, I accidentally opened 2 files.
There's an artist pal in 88 that does specifically that, and he does incredible art only with screen tones. That's awesome. Alexander Iacarino, or That Kid Who Draws. I feel like I've heard of That Kid Who Draws. But maybe I've heard of something like That Guy Who Draws. Maybe there's a couple things like that. Let me Google it now. Whoa! Wowzers. This person is amazing. Lots of red and black. Oh, it's super cool. Just gonna get it on screen so you guys can see. Like, it's all this kind of stuff. It's amazing.
Super cool indeed.
Yeah. Wow. That's very cool. I want to do some limited colour art too, like that. Oh, there are so many things I want to try, dudes. I'm in the middle of trying my kind of pop art phase, so I'm going to finish this piece first, and then who knows, maybe I'll try something with limited colours, because that looks really fun. I wonder if I can put gloves on him. I'll of course need to redraw the hands if I put gloves on. But I'll try the colours and see how they look.
Your phone.
Where is it? Let me find it.
I'll get it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Mike. Regretroid is playing from the bathroom. Oh, night-night, Devin. Thanks for popping in. Sleep well. I thought you were going to be colouring something this stream, Mike.
I will be. I was doing some drawing first.
Cool.
Let me see. Yeah, so each color... I can't remember if this was the final file I was working on. Or not.
I could give him his work gloves back. Yeah.
It was just a case of building it up with the like limited palette sort of thing.
Gustav's like, those tones! So good. There are so many different types of art style that I want to try. That's my problem. I absolutely adore emulating art styles to try and learn from them. But there are so many different ones I want to try.
But yeah, it was just I think I used the like David's drawing as the base, and then I believe the lines themselves were actually made to be transparent. I can't remember. Yeah, it was an interesting kind of fun thing to try and learn.
It's very cool to get a look behind the scenes, Mike.
All right. It was interesting how much different levels of oh yeah, we're making some end cards again, but I'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, it's interesting how much value and tone variance that you can get depending on the weighting of the halftones. So if you have like smaller dots, it makes it slightly darker and then darker and darker again from a distance. So just trying to work out what felt right. I was using a halftone brush that the weight of the dots, the size of the dots was dependent on pen pressure, and that really helped to get that kind of naturalistic feeling of like light to dark with just the one color. It's almost about tricking your eyes into seeing more than there is with halftones.
Sorry if I'm going quiet. I'm just like putting gloves on Phobos.
Do you have to do it stealthily?
I do. Can't let him know. He might move. See, I'll just I'll mask him, his line art, and then it's non-destructive. See, I'm learning, Mike. I'm no longer just painting over my layers with other layers like I used to. I'm doing things in a non-destructive way now. Thanks to Mike chiding me every time I would just do everything in one layer.
Yeah, no,
You should be proud of me.
I'm super proud. Like,
good.
I was gonna say, like, having everything on one layer, you're kind of committing to it being that way. But if you're you want to make any tweaks later, you just like you're shooting yourself in the foot sometimes.
I think there is a strength to committing as well, though.
Yeah. But what you would often do is you would have your line art,
Mm-hmm.
and then on a separate layer there'd be like color that goes underneath, and then India would come in with an India layer, and we just like paint the line art and the color as one that just sits on top.
Yeah, just over the top.
And you're like, no.
Sorry, mate.
It's fine. You believe there's a term for what I was talking about, D? That's cool. And it relates to the same phenomenon with doing pixel artwork. Your brain sort of fills in the rest. Yeah. I think that with everything there's a certain level of you can leave a gap for the viewer to fill in with their own imagination. I think that's why older graphics for games are so nostalgic for us, is like they left a lot of room for our imaginations. The more realistic that you go, the less room there is for the player to exercise their brain beans.
The brain beans.
Yeah.
It's kind of adorable. I agree. Like, I think it's the same thing with story. I think it's particularly powerful in story to leave gaps for your viewers to fill in. if you tell everyone everything they need to know with a story and leave nothing to the imagination, then the audience doesn't need to invest any thought or brain power into enjoying a story. They can just sit and let it wash over them.
I've got an actual example of that. How much cooler was the mystery of the Avatar, and the origins of the Avatar before you knew like the beat for beat what happened. They explained.
You're
the
talking
origins of
about
the
the Last
Avatar.
Airbender and
Yeah, sorry.
the origin of the bending ability.
Yeah, like I don't feel like that ever needed to be explained. And
No.
when it was, I was kind of like, huh, okay. Like leaving a mystery, an unsolved thing is powerful because it keeps your brain active. Like once you've learned something, your mind goes into more of a passive state of like you either accept it or like you're like, okay.
One of the most fun things about media is getting to theorize and create your own ideas about it afterwards or during whatever it is that you're watching or consuming. I think that's why murder mysteries are so popular and so fun for people, because people like to try and guess along the way what they think happened. But yeah, leaving gaps for people to fill, leaps of logic, keeps people engaged during a story and makes them more invested.
Yeah.
They want to find out if they were right. They want to look for more clues.
I think there's a story structure that's actually based on like having two potential outcomes and that you can leave it open. But
really?
I don't remember what it is.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or you keep something in a sort of active state of like it could have been either way and you don't know which. Like there's things that suggest it could be one way and there's things in there that suggest it could be the other.
Right, an ambiguous ending.
Yeah, well, yeah. But specifically like not just something that like you're not sure what it is, but like Schrodinger's cat in terms of storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like there's some good examples of that, but I can't think off the top of my head what they are. Where you're never quite sure if the thing was as it appeared or not.
You're not a big fan of like not knowing whether someone's dreaming or awake type sort of stories.
Me.
I find, yeah. But I think that's just that because it freaks you out more than anything.
Oh, you mean the stories where it's like, is this the real world? Is this just fantasy caught in a landslide, no escape from reality?
Yeah.
No, sorry, the kind of stories where it's suggested that maybe the person in the story is actually in a mental institution or something and is just imagining all this. Like, there's an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer like that, where it ends with her waking up in a mental institution.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how it ends. And that's terrifying to me. The thought that maybe everything that's happening is wild and wonderful because a girl is imagining it to escape the horrors of her everyday life.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a dirty move by Joss Whedon. I hate it. I mean, it's cool, but also it makes me feel so bad. But I don't hate it in the same sense that I don't like endings where it was all a dream. Like, I think that is cheap. I don't enjoy that storytelling convention because I think it's cheap. And it means that everything that you've invested in so far doesn't matter. And didn't affect anything. And I think that's the worst thing you can do in a story is to make it so that everything that people have experienced and watched and invested in didn't matter at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what it does is it takes the stakes that you had invested in and kind of just throws them out the window. Like, all that risk and reward or whatever. It's like, yeah, it didn't actually.
Yeah.
I think it's like
30 says, didn't Zelda do that and Mario? They did it very differently. They did it by telling you immediately that it's a dream. So you know the entire way through when you're playing that it's a dream. And that's very different to playing the entire way through thinking it's real and then at the end finding out that nothing mattered. Because that creates a whole different, interesting dynamic between you and the game. Where as you're getting to know these characters and investing in these characters, you also know that at some point you might have to leave them. And it becomes more of a sadness than investing and then having the rug pulled out from under you at the end. Because it's something you're aware of and you and the game both know together all the way through.
Is that like Link's Awakening? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the game, literally, yeah. Tells you at the beginning. So it's very interesting that you know at some point you're going to wake up, but you're now invested in these characters and there's something kind of poignant about that. Did Adventure Time do that? They didn't have Finn wake up at the end, did they? And they were like, well, that was a nice dream you had about all those adventures. Time to go to school. They didn't do that, did they? Oh no. While managing time travel at the same time, it must have been something that they were having going along then. It's pretty cool.
I haven't seen enough Adventure Time to really know that show.
Yeah, I haven't seen the end of it. I've seen the first couple of seasons.
You've seen the first couple of seasons?
I think so.
Oh.
Because I watched some of season 2, I think, at some point, and I'd seen some of them, so...
I think I've only ever seen properly the first season.
Oh, another character's existence was based on an ancient sleeping character. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, what do you guys think? Are there any story tropes or things like that that irritate you?
I don't like heavily expositional dialogue. Where they show you something and then they have a character tell you what you've just seen. It's
yeah. Yeah, they tell you things that you should be able to determine just from being shown.
Yeah. Anyone ever taken a step back from Voltron and thought, man, these Voltron team have like killed thousands of people?
Yeah, that is something that I sometimes think when I'm watching something, you know, where you're watching the Avengers or whatever series you're watching where people are kicking ass and you're like, well, there's another 1,000 people dead. There's more murdered innocents.
Yeah. Like, Galra ship explodes and you're like, well, there's another 1,000 gone.
But Mike, they're bad guys, so it's okay.
Yeah, but
I'm sure they were all terrible people who deserve to die.
Kind of funny because over the seasons they develop well, it's all about bringing peace and stuff. Anyway, yeah, this makes me chuckle at the concept.
Let's see. When people recognize a male character by voice and they haven't seen or heard them since they were 5. Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch to believe, storytelling wise.
I think my chat froze up on me.
David says high school boy/girl who's barely 16 is basically by himself and are incredible people but feel so below normal that they have to get into a robot. Yes. Yeah, I don't like the what's the term, the Mary Sues of anime, where it's like, yeah, I'm just a 15-year-old high schooler, but I'm really strong and I know this martial art and I'm really good at it, and I'm also happen to be really smart and I'm fairly popular, I guess, too, and I'm also pretty attractive and I live on my own. But I'm just a normal dude.
Can't stand is the huh? What? Because no one talks like that. Kingdom Hearts 3 literally had like 30 seconds of a cutscene of that.
David's got another one. Anime teenager with a big bust who's just, I'm so shy. It's embarrassing, and they're drawn to the sex appeal of the show. Are drawn to be the sex appeal of the show, yeah. Yeah, anime shy girls who are meant to be the sex appeal, that grosses me out.
There's a video on that, wasn't there?
Who wants to find a character attractive who doesn't want you to be looking at them in that way? Like, if the character themselves isn't enjoying the attention, then making them the sex appeal feels weird to me. Like, it feels very leery.
Nope.
Oh, Buffy's doing a sneeze.
She's probably shaking my microphone and everything as well.
It's like, it's one thing if a character's like very brazen sexually and they enjoy the attention. But if a character's shy and doesn't want to be seen that way but keeps tripping over and exposing their panties every 2 seconds, it's kind of uncomfortable.
She's vibrating. Yeah, she's like trying to clear her nose. She's a little snot monster sometimes.
Yeah. She gets very snotty. Yeah, everything is Nand. It's true. It makes it feel predatory. And I'm like, ooh, don't do that to me, show. Don't put me in that position.
The loaf is sneezing.
Yes.
Oh, I want to give her a pet. Let her know if she's okay.
She done. She done doing the sneezes.
You okay there, Buff?
Hey, Buffs. Every now and then I get a little bit sneezy and you're never coming round.
Oh, you get to see her face now.
It's the best.
She's managed to lie in such a way that she looks tiny.
Really?
Yeah, so she's lying along, but she's got her head lifted, so you just see her head popping up above the tray, but you can see the depth of the tray. She just looks like
she is pretty small.
Tiny cat. You looking out in the great beyond, Buffy? Aww.
I love the weird noises cats make when they see birds and stuff through the window. They're like...
Oh, yeah.
She is shaped like a friend, yes.
Aww,
oh, the anime girls will start touching each other in the baths. Yeah, I can guarantee you, I have been with my friends to Japanese bathrooms. And like, just in general, I can guarantee you that friends are not generally that touchy-feely with one another. Sorry to destroy any anime illusions that people might have. But people generally like to stay within their own bubble of like touchiness, I guess. If That's a word.
Touchiness.
Yeah, like you don't want people coming into your personal bubble.
Yeah.
All the time.
Gonna move some obstacles out of the way so I can reach a hand and give her pats.
Oh, thank you, Remlet. I have some not so good shoes also elsewhere in the piece, but we won't look at those.
Whenever someone's like drawn a well-drawn shoe in their piece, I'm always like, wow.
I looked at reference for these. In fact, this one has more detail than the other one, so I'll need to just adjust that and add the extra little bits onto the other one.
I gave her a pat.
Aw. Good. She deserves them. Let me just do that now.
I'm just gonna grab a little, like, I'm just gonna give you guys a better view of what we can. Look at this adorable sweet banana. Look at this little sleepy cat.
She's a sweet banana.
Look at this sleepy cat. Look at it just blepping away.
Is she blepping?
Yeah.
There we go. Now it has the same little details. Not that you get to see them, but they're there. Good to know.
Pretty cat. Pretty cat. Oh, I can show you. Look, this piece of sellotape has been on my Wacom pen for 10 years.
10 years.
Buffy don't care.
Cool. I feel better now that Phobos' arms are covered. I think I need to balance out some of those values though.
Into 3, yeah, D. Everything is nonsense. To be fair, though, the panty showing is the most realistic thing about those skirts, in that they are so short. It is pretty ridiculous how short they are.
Yeah. How about we don't give our schoolgirls shorts and skirts that short? How about we let them wear trousers? The gym uniforms are really the gym uniforms are basically a t-shirt and panties.
Really?
In some places. How about not making everything about schoolgirls? You have a point. But they're so nubile. Yeah, you feel how weird that feels? It's because it is weird. I suppose a lot of people watching are school kids, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, bring bloomers back. Bloomers are cool, you guys. I like bloomers. Okay, let's do some half colours. Aw, she's so sneezy.
Nice reference, David. Oh, little sneezy cat. Oh, poor kitty.
Aw. Yeah, you can hear the sneezes in the background. Poor Buffy.
Oh, bless your face.
Give Buffy a tissue. It's because she's looking right into the sun. Buffy, stop. So phlegmy.
I just moved it.
Hey there, Buffy.
Hey there. Licking her nose.
Yeah, getting all the snot off. She was being held by Mike and being all cute, and I was fussing her, and she sneezed right into my face.
Like a little dinosaur.
It was like that scene in Jurassic Park where the Diplodocus comes over when they're in the tree and sneezes all over them.
Made me laugh.
Did someone say draw pile? No, David, no one said it except you, except for you. You could sign your own permission slips in college when you were 18. So weird. Why would you need to sign your own permission slip?
I give myself permission. I guess they just need a bit of paper that like makes them not liable, and so
Yeah.
that the permission slips are for the school's benefit. They're not for your benefit.
Yeah, exactly. That's to make sure that the school does not have to pay anything if you are to fall off the cliff during the field trip.
They signed their life away. We are in the clear.
It's essentially a waiver.
Yeah, basically saying, I am at the peril of my own stupidity.
How dare they? To be honest, I'm not so sure about being addicted to my software so much as I'm more kind of just reliant on it. Like, I need it to do what I want to do, but I don't always necessarily enjoy using it. Like, I much prefer doing things traditionally.
Just thinking about how addictions work, and someone saying, I need it, but I don't necessarily enjoy using it.
Well, it's like saying that you're addicted to like food because you need it to live.
Some people are.
Yeah, some people are, but just because you do it every day because it's necessary doesn't necessarily mean that it's an addiction. So we find out that humans don't in fact need anything. It's just that we're horribly addicted to a bunch of stuff.
Air. I can't get enough of it.
Exactly, and we suffer withdrawal symptoms when we stop. Everyone's like, draw pile, draw pile, draw pile.
Mike, can you give me, who's basically never drawn outside of line art and fill kind of stuff, some background painting advice? Yeah, I mean, background painting, a lot of it is you controlling values, light and dark, to imply and to communicate depth in a scene. So I think it's always good to start with either reference or like an underdrawing that provides you a good idea of what the structure of your scene is going to be. Like a background relies heavily on composition as well. So start studying like other photographs or things that have been composed in a certain way to provide you meaning. Because backgrounds aren't just like you pick up a camera and you point at something and then you know there's a background. Like there's a science to it as well.
Ooh. Art science.
Art science, yeah.
She rises.
She leaf.
See you, Buffy.
And so a good background is a cleverly constructed composition of value that like immerses you.
Well, for example, one of the ways that you did backgrounds when you were on the course painting drama was you essentially just got some paper and some ink and splodged it all over.
Oh yeah.
Within the restraints of a canvas, and then chose the ones which you thought made the most interesting shapes and turned them into things.
That's true, yeah. Let me show you.
And how did
what Indy's talking about?
Did you feel like that was a good way to work? Did that work out for you? I mean, I guess it's not the best if you have something specific in mind you want, because in that case you could just go for it.
Yeah, that's good for idea generation. I think it's on this page. Let's see. I want to make sure I have the chat at the same time. So this was during while I was doing like a composition course. Just trying to find the actual pictures of the... I'm sure I took pictures of the traditional stuff.
Yeah, you would use masking tape to create small little windows for yourself, and then essentially just spatter stuff all over them.
Ah, there it is.
Then peel it off and see what you got.
Yeah. So stuff like this, you can kind of see where the masking tape was.
I think it's a bit small to really see where the masking tape is.
Okay. This was a kind of really fun exercise in just being a kid again. But you can see here, there was masking tape across the whole thing, and then you would peel away the masking tape to kind of show yourself. Do I have? Yeah. This sort of thing. It's not a great page. These are kind of cooler. But effectively, you would give yourself something like copy. Something like this, you know, and then you could resolve it into potential ideas for shapes. So like this one is sort of a ship with a storm on the horizon was the idea. Where's another cool one? Or like I played around with the levels on this one. So I had this, and then I thought how cool it would be if it was like samurai type warrior character standing in front of a ship that had been beached or like stuck on some rocks.
And you see how the strong values are already doing the storytelling work. So
Yeah.
you'd want to preserve those essentially, because they are the thing which are creating the interest in the composition and the feeling of layers of depth.
Yeah. So I think this is one of the ones that I took forward. So I had these ink splatters for the shapes, and then I thought it could be cool if these were like sky ships with one rider here. This was a little bit more muddled, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder why you chose that one when the other ones were so evocative immediately.
Yeah, I don't know. I should have done this one.
Maybe
Looking
you were.
back.
Well, I mean, you still could.
Yeah, it's very true. This one was cool.
Maybe you wanted to give yourself more of a challenge or something.
Yeah, but that could possibly been it. Like that composition was very central. This may be easier to do. It's interesting. I thought this one was really cool. Like when I looked at this one, I think you can see it. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah. So when I saw this one, I saw this cool centaur archer standing here, and then this sort of mass of trees was revealing like this bird creature. So on this sort of stronger, darker value things, I tried to clarify it a bit more.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, like the little dot on the right-hand side is the bird's eye.
Yeah.
And the archer is like standing on a hill on the left.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun way to work. Like if you don't know what to draw, then that's a really fun way, I think, to generate ideas.
Yeah. This is the one that I took further as well. I will show you. I think this was it.
Can you show us it compared to the original ink spatter?
Sure.
Thanks.
I might have ended up flipping it, to be honest.
That says that's kind of how photo bashing works. Interesting. I really like the way that you've created landscapes from that, Emlet. I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, it was really gorgeous, Emlet. So I think I've fussed up the composition of this a little bit. I think the vehicle that the dude's riding gets a little muddled with the background ship here. Wonder if this was the final. I feel like I would have seen and fixed that tangent. But maybe I didn't. No, doesn't look like I uploaded any future ones, so yeah.
This was 4 years ago now.
Something like that.
So it's very cool that you can look at it now and be like, oh, I can totally see some of the errors I made that I wouldn't make now.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you have two values very similar to one another, like I have here, you're just flattening that out completely. So I would do that. So he has like a fully like recognizable silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
Why I didn't do that at the time, I don't know.
Yeah, just put a little rim light on there. I mean, it makes sense with the composition too.
And the turtle as well.
Yeah, it should have a rim light on its shell to bring it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot about separating areas of depth. The more I learn about backgrounds, the more important I realise that is. It stops your piece feeling flat if you can really separate those values. The one thing you don't want is a whole bunch of mid-tones clustered together, overlapping one another.
So I think a lot of this was I was rushed for time as well. Like the whole week was spent trying to figure out which painting to do, and then I think it was the last night I was doing this.
It was a week apiece, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. So I pretty much just left these ships just completely these ships are completely undone. It's weird that I would have been like have the values so close together on what would essentially be stuff in the foreground though.
Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting though, also the instinct to not go with the easiest thing and to
try and push myself.
Yeah, to try and do something more challenging. I think actually that trips us up more than we'd like. I think sometimes the easiest thing presents itself to you because it feels natural and feels good. And sometimes it's okay to be like, I can really clearly see what this is. And I want to paint it, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we mistake the feeling of something emerging naturally for something easy. What colour hat do you think Hav should have?
Pink.
Pink.
Yeah.
See you, Ghost Star.
See ya.
Yeah, Verti, I feel like I do that too. And it's almost a matter of pride. But it bites me in the ass because sometimes the simplest things are the best.
Emlet is really good. Emlet in the chat is really good for values.
Yeah.
Like, you can see it in all the work he does. He has a really strong grasp on how to communicate light and dark for like value layers. If you ever look at a landscape photograph, what can occur that you'll see is this thing called value grouping, which is where large shapes in your composition have close together values. And then when you take a step back and look at the image as a whole, the values feel like a solid shape together. So for instance, when I'm looking at this now, from what I've done, like this rider has like one sort of value grouping, the turtle has one, this ship now has one, and this ship now has one, this ship now has one, hopefully. Whereas up in the corner here, the values are a little bit all over the place on this top left, which creates texture, it creates detail that can anything that has that kind of texture and detail makes you question, am I meant to look at that? Is that important? So if I like push that back.
Yeah, like it's worth thinking that there's a hierarchy in terms of things that make you look at them. So size is one. If there's like something massive in frame, you're more likely to look at that. Faces are one. If there's a face, then that's where you'll look. Highest value contrast. If you have very dark against very bright, that can often look like a focal point. So you want to make sure that these things that you put into your paintings aren't unnecessarily distracting you. You want to make sure that you're keeping them where you want people to look. There's a lot of paintings where people have tried to make you look at a place, but then put someone facing the camera somewhere else in the canvas, and you just look at them because faces attract your attention. So you want to make sure you're really conscious of where you're putting everything. Colvin says, may I ask why paying contracts are usually to be a hush-hush in the industry? Do we know why? David says, it's a touchy subject and creates dissension or envy amongst employees. It's something that I feel like we should share more, though. I feel like it's more to the advantage of the company that people don't share their wages than it is to the workers themselves. It's important to know that you're not being kind of dicked over by the company, because that can sometimes happen. It's something I wish that people felt more comfortable talking about with one another.
Yeah. There's pros and cons to either side of it. Like as David's saying, it can cause envy among people. Like, why are they being paid more?
But then it's not that person's fault, it's the company's fault. If someone's being paid more and you can take it up with the company. You should never blame someone for how much you're being paid, by the way, guys. Like, yeah. Just, you know. To put that out there. Always take it up with the company if you have a problem with the management, you know.
Not revealing how much you charged for the last job gives you room to negotiate for the next job.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's more ambiguous, you have more room to maneuver in a negotiation than if you never want someone to be able to be like, well, you paid you like gave this estimate for the last one. Why are you raising your rates on me, etc. So
yeah, I'd agree with David that it's good to discuss between people. Maybe not always the best to discuss in public. And definitely be wary of revealing things like other people's payments. For example, I'm happy to discuss anything that I've been paid in regards to places like Boulder Media, but I'm not going to discuss any of the night stuff because there's more than just me.
Yeah.
Included in that when I discuss that kind of thing. And I wouldn't want any of the people on the teams that I'm on to have information revealed about them that they wouldn't want revealed about them. Do we ever just browse the Starlight Brigade hashtag on Twitter? You posted your art there for the first time today. Carl will definitely see it then because I have a tweet deck open with the hashtag Starlight Brigade constantly searched. This is how I see all the art and get to respond to all of it. It's because I'm always looking for more Starlight Brigade art. It's very exciting. I like it a lot. I don't want to miss anything people do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, let's see. We get this pink hat.
I'm just painting this now. It feels good to paint something. My perception of the values might be a bit muddled though because the sun glare is making it hard to properly see.
I feel like I used to have this hat as a kid.
Do you ever find that you just put like your own like memories into paintings? Like
Yeah.
that? Like I had this hat, so I'm gonna put it in.
Definitely. I feel like it makes it feel more authentic to do that.
Yeah.
Like there are certain things I remember about my fashion when I was a kid. That a kid in the 90s that I feel like it's nice to bring that forward. It feels kind of authentic to do that.
Yeah.
Dee says, my brother used to have a bright neon green bucket hat in high school. It looked awful and hilarious. Oh, that's awesome. I think I was planning to have him on one of the escalators, just staring at them from a distance. Kind of like an Easter egg where you're like, oh, where's Ninja Brian? And then almost like a where's Waldo? Except much easier. He's just there in the background, staring at them. With his eyes!
One good thing in a background if you're painting one is overlap. Like, it looks like I was trying to like not muddy the read on this, but if I make this slightly darker and have this shape of the wing overlap with this ship, you create more of a sense of depth that these forms are in a Z are also in Z space, which is like going into the canvas. If you have all of your elements to be like this is if this is your canvas and you have like an element here, an element here, and an element here, they kind of can feel like they're floating a little bit. I'll zoom in a little. Like they're floating in a space that only extends in the Y and in the X. But if you have another element that's like this, that overlaps this one, and then you have this one here, you get immediately a sense that there's a Z depth to it. So that's Z, X, Y, and these are just referring to the 3D axis. Z, Y, X. So in this original, let me get rid of this. So in this originally, I'd made this cutout here, which gives me an interesting shape, but because there's this value reading against this value, there's a lot of things, like a lot of variables saying, hey, look, I'm important. But it's probably even better just to overlap that and simplify it so that you get the impression that this vehicle is in front of this vehicle, but it's not making any kind of like attempt to be like, yo, I'm important. What's important is the writer and the relationship between him and the turtle. I don't paint enough, India.
No?
No.
You want to paint more?
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that. You paint fairly often on the morning streams.
Yeah.
What is it that you feel like you're missing from your recent paintings that you're feeling now?
Well, on the morning streams lately, it's just been like doing one-off drawings that are just drawings, whereas this is an illustration. You know, this has like storytelling into it.
What the Starlight Brigade illustrations you were doing?
Yeah. That those do count. I just need to do it more.
I'd like to see you do something more like this again, where there's like a full landscape,
yeah,
and almost a story behind it.
India responded, "Sounds like you're being a paint in my arse, Mike." Mike furrows his brow, deflated if only for a moment.
A paint in my arse. Very good.
That's if our lives were a melodrama, India.
I like it. It's very similar to what actually happens day to day.
I just remembered yesterday. I showered and then I was walking from the bathroom past India, and she went to grab my towel, to just, you know,
To
expose
reveal
me.
his shame.
And I backed away. I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm not. I'm just being nice." I'm like, "No, you're clearly trying to grab my towel." She's like, "No, I'd never." Yeah. And then I was like, "All right, okay, fine." And then she went to do it again. I'm like, "Right, nope, I'm gonna go get dressed now." And I walked out the room, paused for a moment, and then I just 180 turned around, came to the door for me, and went, "Bitches don't get nice things." And she just laughed back at me.
It was hilarious. I love seeing you say super hardcore things. It's like my favorite. Like, you're so nice and mild mannered usually. Who wouldn't try and grab a passing towel?
I don't know. Anyone with any decency, India. He's like, "India, you scamp."
I don't know if you guys can hear the cat snotting again.
Much snot, many snots.
Bitches don't get nice things. Michael Doig.
Get it on a
2018.
t-shirt. I shouldn't laugh so much.
He dated shades with that line. Yeah, it was that kind of line. It did. And leather jacket needed to materialize out of nowhere.
David's like, "Kawaii in the streets, senpai in the streets, Mike." I like surprising Declan with like an unprompted like dark humor.
Yeah. It always makes him laugh.
Yeah.
It's because, I think it's because partially, like, we don't expect it from you because you're so nice usually.
Yep.
So what you guys up to today? Got any cool plans?
Start an art gang.
Oh, heck yeah.
First, we're gonna visit some galleries, but you know, as a gang. Then we're gonna take out our sketchbooks, all menacingly like, and then we're gonna get pencils and some pens, and we're gonna draw from observation. We're gonna stare at people until they're uncomfortable, and then we can capture their uncomfortability in graphite and sheer malice.
We're going to go to where all the hardcore graffiti is, and we're going to appreciate it.
We're gonna tuck condescendingly at anyone who doesn't appreciate graffiti art. Josie's gonna take a walk in the park and take a couple of Pokemon gym, because they're just an exciting adult like that.
Heck yeah, savage. Here comes the art gang. Rolling through town on their Heelys.
I kind of want to get some Heelys, India.
I bet you do. mate. This fucking mural you painted look nice, innit? Fuck you, man, and your talent. I like it. That's the best I could do.
Isn't that an English accent?
Perhaps. Do you want to give us one?
You have one.
Do you want to give us one?
No.
Your English accent is one of my favourites.
Your English accent is one of my favorites.
I love it so much.
I don't really have an English accent. I just try and mock you with my voice.
So mean.
So mean. I can't do it. I can't do it on command. I can only do it when I'm not thinking about it, which is really annoying.
Like come naturally.
Yeah. Wear Heelys to escape your feelies.
Oh. The slogan of a generation. What is this? What's layer 18? Let me zoom out a bit and see what changes.
What size of feet do you have, Verdi?
That's a weird question.
She's offering to let you borrow our Heelys.
Whoa.
Is it less weird now?
Yeah.
Now that you've read the chat and engaged with our lovely friends here.
I'm size 5.5.
Where did the hat come in?
What do you mean, where did half come in?
Where did the hat? You always buy size 5.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I definitely don't. I'm size 5.5. But sometimes I'm size 5 and sometimes I'm size 6. Because shops don't often do half sizes. Is that small? I feel like I've got fairly big feet for how small I am. Like a hobbit. You're size 9. But then you are very tall as well, Verti.
That's UK size 5. I don't know if that differs in the US.
That's true.
I'm a size 8.
You could wear the Heelys.
I could wear the Heelys.
I don't know how tall 167 is. I'm 5'3".
Is that 167 centimeters?
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
I can't convert that in my head.
Your UK size would be 8. Fair enough. So I guess my US size would be 6? 6.5?
It's great. We're all talking about shoe sizes now.
It's very
How
important.
riveting.
This is exciting stuff, I'll have you know.
How do you measure up?
Hey, I'm the same height as Josie.
Way.
David, you're 5'5". I used to think I was 5'5" until I discovered I was 5'3". I think you're like 5'7", Mike.
I don't think David is 5'5". He might have just been saying that's what 167 is.
Oh, okay.
See, he said he's 6 foot tall.
Ferdy says, Doig, you literally just chided India about not chatting with chat.
Don't you complain now, heck.
I'm so confused, Emla. You're 5'5", 5, 7, 8. What does that even mean?
Is that 5 feet, 5 inches, 4
Maybe he's telling us the width of him as well. Like how tall he is in sea depth.
Maybe he's just like mocking the non-metric way of measuring.
I mean, 5 foot 5 inches is fairly self-explanatory to me. You're 5'7", 30, same as Mike.
I'm not 5'7".
Yeah, you are.
I'm not 5'7".
Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
I don't know if you know.
I don't know if I know either.
When was the last time you measured yourself?
Probably last time I went to the doctors.
Which was
12 years ago.
Right. Well, I'm judging your height based on my height. So your height comparatively to me.
You think I'm only 4 inches taller than you are?
You're about a head taller than I am.
A head is like way taller than 4
You have
inches.
a very small head. Your head is very small.
It's not. No hats fit me.
It's because your head's so small. I love the thought of this.
Just like India's like, I have a big head and a tiny body, and Mike has a tiny head and a big body, and
yep, I'm like a DreamWorks character, and Mike's like a JoJo character.
Jojo, Jojo.
Jojo, Jojo, Jojo. 5'3", so huggable. Huggable's a good descriptor. I like that descriptor.
A joke tickled me. I was reading a Terry Pratchett book, and I laughed my head off. It's my bathroom book now.
You mustn't have had to laugh very much because your head's extremely small.
Hey, like the smallness of things doesn't determine how attached they are to things.
It's true, I'm sorry. I'm sure you have a very strong neck to support your tiny head. Anyway, to carry on. Chat.
It was just it was a joke. There's a woman petitioning someone who it was the head of a company that they should employ more dwarfs, and they were campaigning for was it something of equal heights, and that because dwarfs were proportionately 2/3 the height of humans, that they should employ 1.5 dwarfs per human so the heights are equal, and it just made me laugh. He like pointed out that every 1 in 3 employees was a dwarf, and that didn't matter to her because the heights didn't match. Did you get it? Equal heights.
I think maybe you should have just read out the paragraph again.
Yeah.
Doig explaining jokes is also one of my favourite things, so I can't complain. Your brother's head is like a hanging watermelon. It's so deep and large. Deep is not a word I would ever think you could use to describe someone's head, but I guess it has a lot of holding capacity.
There was a lot of depth to him. By that I mean his head was large.
His head was deep. Josie fits in child-size hats. It's amazing how much variance there is just in head size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he depth deep? Not X depth deep, like Hey Arnold. He's got a crazy head on the X-axis. Do you think that Marge has like a head underneath that hair? Where it just goes?
No, because you've seen it move around. You've also seen her when she's a kid.
You ruined my fun so fast.
No fun allowed, please.
What's that? Imagination!
Wrong.
Pink pants and have? Sure, why not? You can always change them later.
I think everything is Nan meant to write Doig, but they said doing. It's like, isn't doing your most favorite thing?
I do like doing things.
I like doing things.
Oh, soft skull Marge. I hate it. I hate that Emlet. I hate it.
Oh, it's good.
Did you guys see the OKKO reference to Sonic where he appears? But it's not much of a reference if he actually appears.
Yeah,
but they reference the OVA.
Yeah, they reference Sonic lore. They don't reference Sonic. Sonic appears. I get that reference.
All right. All right. Calm down. Calm down now.
You said
Don't let
wrong.
it go to your little head. Stony silence. You've gone too far, Swift.
Doesn't make any sense because my head is big. My head's bigger than your head.
It's pulling my microphone away. I'm not going to dignify that with an answer.
Oh wow, I just pulled the microphone.
No, bring it. No, bring it back. How dare you?
I need to find some physical attribute about you to mock now.
How could you? There's nothing.
I'm perfect.
I'm impenetrable.
I'll just make fun of how perfect you are.
Aww.
Oh, you're so perfect. You got everything on all the right places.
Yep.
All your angles are correct.
Mm.
Look at those
I
features.
could be your angle.
You could be my angle. So I removed a lot of the complexity of the shape of this glider thing because it was stupid.
Emlet, no. Please. Have mercy. Sir. Sir, no. Sir, please. So awful.
Sonic's feet caressing.
You find the most direct route to the most uncomfortable thing so easily.
He's well versed in the art of
making me uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's the word.
Oh no! Cybernethi said hi in Picato, but the messages don't show up. It must be Restream being buggy. Restream's meant to show us messages from Picato as well.
Yeah.
We just assumed that there was no one there because we weren't receiving any.
What the
deuce?
What the buckets?
What the devil?
I'll fix that for next time. Yeah, because I think we're streaming to Picardo. But we're just ignoring them completely. That's so...
We didn't mean to. Hello, Picato. If there are any people there, we're not ignoring you. We're just unaware of your presence.
I feel awful now.
You should. It's entirely your fault.
The chat just says for Picardo, stopped. Just... Why? Why?
We just assumed nobody was there. That's okay. I'm used to that. No! That's so sad.
Why?
Don't say that.
Well, welcome to the YouTube side.
Yeah, welcome.
And now that we've lured you into our trap, please subscribe.
Subscribe.
Just kidding.
The difference between Doig and Swift. Doig, I just make fun of how perfect you are. Swift, it's all your fault.
Also, a big shout out and thank you to the wonderful person whose name I totally remember who asked me about drawing backgrounds.
Was it me?
No.
I'm joking.
think I could move.
Cybernethy. I'm not sure. Can you give us some more details about it? I don't remember just from knowing it was a project you were talking about. Give me them deets. Them sweet deets.
Does the perspective line up that better? I think it might. I learned about perspective since I drew this.
Bertie says, "Oh, Doig, you were gonna show the new special drawing."
Was I?
What is what?
I think she means the end card for the thing. Okay, you ready? You ready for this? India was drawing this yesterday.
It's not that great, guys. I drew it very, very quickly.
Yeah. So
sorry, Mike. Please
you
go
say it,
ahead.
you go
No.
Go no.
No. My liege.
India and I played a new game called A Short Hike, which is really lovely.
It's great.
And we recorded ourselves playing it. And so this is an end card for the Let's Play. This is me looking at the map. There's not technically a map in the game, but you know, you have to explore and stuff. But looky here. We're gonna have it edited by Verdi.
Bertie is helping us out, which is awesome. And Bertie had an idea to have little illustrations in the video. She was thinking to use them for screen wipes, and it gave me the idea to do a series of illustrations for the end card instead. So because the style's very simple, I pumped these out super duper fast yesterday night.
So this is one that I'm in the midst of coloring, so it's not done.
But we have a whole series of them.
But then there's the fishing one.
So these are things which happen in the game, basically, things you can do in the game.
He's the bear and the bird.
The N card. The dude card. Don't use the N word in our chat.
And then there's opening a chest. Oh. There's a game in the game.
Well, Verti, luckily these were all super duper simple to draw. As you can tell, I wasn't really concerned with them being perfect. Just more concerned about getting something out.
I like the hat you gave me. It's a good little beanie.
You're a good little bean.
And shell collecting. They might actually be nicer as black and white drawings. Now that I'm looking at these. Don't know. I'm not trying to get out of work. I'm just...
No, but what happens if you... What if you reduce the opacity of your colours right down?
Oh, so they're like...
Half and half.
It's kind of nice, like an ye old timey feel.
Mm.
That could work.
Corbin says, have you all ever played any TTRPGs? Oh, tabletop RPGs. Mike and I have, for sure. Yeah, the game itself is kind of reminiscent of Animal Crossing. Verti described it really well as Wind Waker-ish, which I said definitely agree with. It's kind of like Wind Waker. If you didn't have an epic quest, you were kind of left to just explore instead. It's also reminiscent of Night in the Woods in terms of the character designs, but the feel is much more kind of chill.
I walked past a kid who was like screeching, and I like visibly winced. They're like right in front of their parents. I was just like, Jesus! Like it's just a full like double eye close, head turned to the side, away from the creature.
The creature, it.
Yeah.
I made sure that I drew Mike without any pants as a bear.
Why?
Just felt like it was important to your character design.
Always trying to pull away my towel.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome, Josie. Thank you for sending it to them. I'm glad they liked it. Oh, Verti, that's a great way to describe it. Basically, you're playing as Medley in this game. Yeah. It's basically what it is. You just kind of explore. You have a very simple objective. But it's more just about enjoying the environment. Doig's gonna steal your picnic basket!
The only thing that's important is that you're working on a project and you talked about it here and you guys we let you share a few details about it. Oh, cool. Have you worked on that since? How's it gone?
Doig, Albert, Ellis for lewd.
So these are the sort of improvements I've tried to make on this so far. Basically just giving myself more of a high key painting. And removing some of the detail out of this bike because it doesn't make sense and it's broken in perspective.
Ooh, Tib and Elle's game Harvest. Tib, are you guys actually making a game together? Because that's super exciting.
Ah, you're going with that name. Cool.
Huh?
They're going with the name just Harvest.
So you already know stuff about it?
I named it.
I feel out of the loop.
Well, maybe Tib can like explain it, but you know how there's a game Harvest Moon?
Uh-huh.
It suggested it being Harvest because like harvest can be ambiguous about what you're harvesting.
So are they making Harvest Moon?
They're making a Harvest Moon-esque game, but where it's really, really like difficult and everything's depressing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's depressing farm simulator. Sounds awful. Oh, Tyler says, do not trust Verti when she offers to play Smash. She's basically a pro. Well, actually, Verti is offered to train us in Smash. So we'll be pros before you know it.
Oh, Cybernethy, you're coming back to tell us what happened since then. Cool. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Tell us all. Ooh. So Cybernetti says, I have a partner now who is a Disney trained animator. He fell in love with the characters and joined forces to get it started. Just recently, we also brought a producer on board.
Awesome.
That's so exciting. Ah! It sounds like it's taking off, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that sounds super cool.
Man, that is awesome.
Amazing.
Also, producers are the shiz.
Yeah, they'll make sure stuff gets done.
Yeah. Oh man, I love hearing about people making stuff like that happen.
Tib says the idea was to make a Harvest Moon type game, which is actually an incredibly complex farming simulator where everything goes wrong and you may spiral into satanic ritual to bring prosperity to your farm.
I hate it.
Harvest.
I want games to make me feel good. Not to make me feel like more of a mess. But yeah, Cybernethi, if you're able to share more details, we'd love to hear about it. And congratulations to you and your boyfriend for getting this off the ground. That is the coolest.
They said they have a partner. That might not be a romantic partner.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just like giving you a.
Ah, of course. I'm
Caveat.
sorry. I guess I misread and assumed. That's my bad. You wanted to tell how crazy things are progressing because it was people like you who helped me get through that I'm never going to get this off the ground stage. Oh, Cybernethi, it's completely you. Like, you do not need to give us any credit. Don't even worry about it. We're just super duper happy that it's happening. That's really cool. It's the absolute best. Like, the best thing you can hear is that something is taking off like that for someone.
Yeah.
But it was entirely your own hard work. I'm so excited. Like, I hope we get to see this project come to fruition in the future. I mean, I would love to see the animation if you're able to share it. That would be incredible. I would be super honored. Yeah, I think it's a real shame when people feel like they can't do stuff.
Yeah.
Because they don't have resources or software or people to work with. So seeing someone pull that together is great.
I think it's important to realize that you even if you don't have the resources now, if you make the choice to want to aim for them, then you can make choices in the future that can lead you to unlocking and discovering and having those resources.
Like, you can gather them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, Cybernethi, of course, you're welcome to. I think YouTube is a bit dodgy about links, so you might need to put like a space or a full stop in there so it doesn't stop it from going through.
I think I need to like fully imply that there is something that the turtle is hanging from something that's captured it in a net.
Poor turtle. The poor wee turt.
The wee turt.
You can harvest resources if you will. Yes.
Tim says, like, you might have to use a pesticide because bugs are eating your plants and the big shops decides they don't want your misshapen pears, so you sell local, but then there's news report that the pesticide you use has been linked to illness. So if you keep using it, people won't buy your product much.
It sounds so stressful, Tips. Sounds like the most stressful thing. It should work if you put a full stop or a gap in it somewhere. If you've tried to post it already, then it hasn't worked, unfortunately. Huh, and I thought that was on that layer. Guess not, maybe it's on Sung's layer. No? I don't know where that line is. At least it's behind Strive, so it's not such a big deal.
I'm not sure there is a a best outcome for Harvest from the sounds of it.
Let me see if I can Google that title and find it. Yeah, sorry, YouTube is weird. YouTube is not the best. Deviant art. Here we are. I found it.
Cool.
I can bring it over. I'm going to turn the volume down just because I don't know how loud it's going to be in my headphones. I'm always frightened. Wow, DeviantArt's really changed, hasn't it?
I don't know.
Ooh, look at that construction.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool looking. I love it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this better quality. Get
Very
even
cool.
better quality and make it larger. There you are. Look at that. It's like a little cinema mode. The construction on this character is so convincing. Like, was this modeled in 3D? Because it definitely feels 3D. Or is it just that this animator is so good? So cool. I love the style.
Hey. Cat is trying to like get into a bag with like takeout left in it.
That's super interesting. I love it. It's going to be super cool. Rotoscoped. Interesting. It definitely feels very solid. It's beautiful work that's been smoothed out really well. Usually with rotoscope you can tell because it looks too smooth. Very awesome. Have a look. There we are. So this is the character design, right? It's awesome. Seeing it move is like something else. Super cool. Oh look! That's awesome. You can buy prints directly from DeviantArt. I didn't know that. It's really cool. It's been many years since I've been on DeviantArt, by the way. It's gonna be beautiful, man. Can't wait to see it all coloured in. So now might be the time for me to do some line art fixes that have been long overdue. So Meowch might finally get his tail bangles fixed. I want to make sure I'm happy with the line art now before I go into actually starting to put the shades and stuff on. And I'm going to keep the shades super simple.
Cool.
Because I like the graphic flat look.
Yeah, I think that would help sell the aesthetic as well.
Yeah, so I'm just going to keep them super duper simple. But that means I've got to make sure that the line art is definitely where I want it before I go into doing that. So, doing some shoes and making sure that the tail bangles on Meowch are the way I want them is now where I'm going to be at. And then I guess tomorrow I'm going to have to tackle the background for this. Gasp!
Yeah.
Swifty doing a background. Never thought I'd see the day.
You got this, Swifty.
Yeah, this is partially what I wanted to learn from doing this piece, though, is to have to put them in a place and have a background.
A convincing sense of place.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get these tail bangles off and redraw them. Your nose to blep. Yeah. Oh, cool. Tally, you're doing a large, busy poster. And Emlet, you're almost at 1 million page views on DeviantArt. Well done.
And then you can officially retire.
Yep, then you're done. You can live in your mansion. Just lounge by your pool with martinis every day. Yeah, Tibbs agreed. Very cool. Oh, night night, Josie. Sleep well.
Nighto. Don't let the darkness consume you.
Fight the darkness.
What does the back end of a ship look like? Let's go like traditional galleon type stuff. But maybe like future galleon or something.
Like Treasure Planet.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. Use this as reference. So I got a ship like this up on my other screen. Interesting that they have like that hard cut at the back.
It's nice, isn't it? I bet my dad would know why that is.
Well, I guess it doesn't really need to be rounded because it's not designed to really reverse.
Yeah.
So maybe it is to stop. There must be a reason for it.
Yeah, there must be. It's very interesting, isn't it? Because sailboats, they are kind of almond shaped because they want to cut through the water. So the fact that larger ships have a flat end is very interesting.
Well,
I think
it's the back end that's flat. But
yeah, exactly. Well, no, in fact, sailing boats often do have a back end as well, a flat back.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Maybe it's to prevent, like, say like there's a force of wind that's pushing like on the front of the ship. You don't want it to be able to just be like go backwards in its course. So maybe the flat end prevents it from stalling or reversing too much. I don't know. Let's see. Let's Google this. Let's learn together.
Maybe it is a way to stop it from reversing. That would make sense.
Why do ships have flat sterns? So, in this article, we'll take a look at the common types of ship sterns used. Basically, the following criteria governs the choice of the ship's stern. The ship's stern form. It should be designed to provide low resistance. It should be able to provide high propulsion efficiency by ensuring uniform inflow of water to propeller. And the stern design must avoid vibrations. So there's elliptical sterns, cruiser sterns, and transom sterns. Interesting.
My dad would be able to explain it super simply to us, I bet. He'd just be like, oh, so this. Speaking of my dad.
A transom stern. Basically, a transom stern is a stern shape characterized by a generally flat shape extending to the waterline. The transom stern offers a greater deck area at the aft and is a simpler construction and can also provide an improved flow around the stern. The flat surface of any transom stern may begin either at or above the waterline of the vessel. So maybe they were flat back then because it was easier to build, but it provided like efficient shape to allow the water to pass around the ship. It's interesting.
It is interesting.
I don't need any of that if it's a sky ship though, but maybe air works in the same way.
Well, there is air resistance and such. A ship designed to go through the air though would be different.
Yeah. I think a good design mix is something that people are both slightly familiar with and slightly unfamiliar with to create like a nice level of like, I know what that is that I'm looking at and that's an interesting choice for that thing that I'm familiar with. I don't think I want to stray too far from boat. Like this one here is kind of a mixture between a motorcycle and a jet, I guess.
Speaking of me dad, check out this fish he made.
Your dad's fish?
Me dad's fish.
Oh, super cool. So what did your dad make that for?
He made it for a Beatrix Potter theatre production that's currently playing in London. So, yeah, my dad's a boat builder by trade, but he also does a lot of theatre design. So he made this fish puppet. The entire Beatrix Potter show is all puppets of the animals. And this is this 7-foot trout he did. He made a fish.
He made the fish.
He did. It's fully articulated, and you can't see it very well here because the picture's not great quality. But the scales and everything are all designed to look like watercolour paintings. So, you know, it ties in with the aesthetic of all the set design. You can see.
It's about 7 feet long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your
It
dad
swims through the air with the greatest of ease.
Your dad is crazy cool.
My dad's super cool. Hey, it's a fish. Who's Beatrix Potter? Oh, it's a. It's interesting because actually it's probably more famous almost in America than it is in England, just because it tends to be pushed in America a lot. But you know, Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit was created by Beatrix Potter. So the world of Beatrix Potter is all the Peter Rabbit stories and all the other animal stories that Beatrix wrote. And because she wrote them while she was in the Lake District has the world of Beatrix Potter.
Sorry, Emlet's just like, yeah, well, my dad works at Nintendo.
Can he get me a Switch?
Swift for Switch. Wait, no. No, I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, make me a computer game. You've been to her house, Lebanetti. That's awesome. Tyler, what do you mean she had 50p's and everything? Is that just your way of saying she was English? My dad. Oh, Bertie, I'm surprised you had the books when you were a kid in America. I thought you'd only come over to America later on.
Yeah, Verdi's much younger than we are.
Oh, well, I guess so.
You know? You know how that time stuff works.
I do. I don't know how old Bertie is, though.
She's the grand old age.
This is when I find out Bertie's like 7. And we're paying a child to like edit the stuff illegally.
Yeah, she's gonna use that like 3D movie maker software to cut it together.
Oh, Beatrix Potter had all of her characters on 50p coins. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
See, you're learning. Your dad's fish is unlocking all this knowledge for you.
Some of them had coloured versions.
A coloured coin?
That's awesome. Whoa.
No.
Ah, 30. You're 24. Now I know how old you are.
Get out of town.
Get out of town, Versi. 24. Wah. Okay, I think these bangles are better than the old bangles, which is what I wanted from them.
It's what you wanted.
It's all I wanted. No one can help you now. It's from the Doig Swish musical.
Yeah. It's from the That's Not What I Asked For.
But it's what you got. That's not what I wanted. Well, tummy rot. That's old English slang for you.
Tummy rot?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it slang for?
Poppycock.
Thanks for the clarification,
No
India.
worries,
Thank you.
anytime.
I am informed.
After your birthday week, does that mean you'll be 25? Oh, you'll be turning 24. I see. I see. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. We'll have to get you some manner of birthday thing. I know I'm turning 24. I said this, India. You can't expect me to know the things you tell me.
I learned that the hard way over 6 years.
I'm just very forgetful. That's all. I don't mean to. You're turning twice the age of an 18-year-old this year. Well, when you put it like that, anything sounds weird, David.
That just means you're double mature.
Yep.
Like cheese.
It means that you can now sign other people's consent forms. Not just your own.
Hey, David can sign his kids' consent forms.
That's true, but now you can sign
Or
random people's
permission.
consent forms.
Not consent. Permission forms? I don't think you can give your kids consent. I think that's wrong.
I don't think you can give
I think
anyone
that's
consent
illegal.
unless it's your own consent.
Are they called consent forms or are they called like permission slips or what is it? What?
Oh, I don't know.
One terminology might land you in the slammer.
Oh my goodness. I thought I was okay with these bangles, but you know what? I'm not really okay with these bangles.
Bojingles.
Bojangles, bajanga dangles. Put your badangle in the kangle dangle.
I'm older than Emlet. Woo!
Mike has been around since the beginning of time. He is eternal.
I'm a turtle.
He is a turtle. Mike's pretty cool for an old man, though.
Thanks.
It's pretty fly for an old guy.
Can
Considering he'll be popping his clogs soon.
Everything as Nan says, can we make hashtag #AniMorning a thing so we can post our arts we make during the live streams on it? Yes, do.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. Why did we not think of that?
Because we made a Discord community and did that instead.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, of course you can. Maybe then animorning will catch on. Like I've been wanting it to for the past 2 years.
Maybe. India's been pushing animorning. You notice every time we start, I'm like, hey, good morning. She's like, good animorning.
Yeah. That's our brand, dog.
It's not.
It is.
It says
How would
you.
people know it's an animorning unless we said it
Unless
was?
you tell them, beat them over the head with the word.
Animorning. Yeah, it's a good word.
You can make it a thing, but you can't. It won't. It's not searchable, and therefore that's not.
It
why
is
the stream's up.
searchable. What
Well,
do you mean it's not searchable? You're not searchable.
What I mean is that people that don't know it won't search it.
So people who don't know Sonic the Hedgehog won't search Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Like.
But they might search Hedgehog and stumble over Sonic.
Yeah, well, they might search animation and stumble upon animornings.
They're not gonna get They're not gonna get animorning from animation.
Well, they might get it from, say, TWRP or Starlight Brigade or Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Or Doig and Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not animorning.
Get out of town. They will, if they search Annie Morning, they'll absolutely get it. I think you'll find.
But they would know. But yeah, if you hashtag Annie Morning, I'll make you
pie.
He'll
bake you a pie.
I'll search it on the tweet deck and have it constantly open.
And send it to you. Just put when you hashtag it if you'd prefer blueberry or cherry.
Oh, not blueberry. Okay, so India was like, let's get some fruit. And we went to the supermarket and she was like, look, blueberries. And I'm like, that's a lot of blueberries.
It was
€5 for a kilogram of blueberries.
It's not a kilogram.
They molded after 3 days. They're little fuzzy, furry things. If you want moldy blueberry pie, then hashtag Anna Morning.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that ever became the case.
A pie is just a block of pastry.
I wonder if anyone has ever like turduckened pie. And by that I mean baked a pie inside of a pie.
I bet.
Has there ever been a multi-layer, like fillinged pie?
Yeah, don't you know that pie is infinite?
I did not know that. The ramifications. You could have a dessert pie in the middle of a savory pie.
Oh no! Wait, I like this idea.
So like
you have to eat round the meat.
You eat the edge, and the edge kept the inner part warm. And then by the time you got to the middle, you're like,
you know, they used to do that with Cornish pasties. Back in Cornwall, they would make them for fishermen who were going out on a long trip, so they needed something hearty to eat for the day. And the Cornish pasty would be filled one half with savoury and one half with sweet. And they would eat the savoury half first and then have the sweet half for the dessert.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a corner of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear of Stargazy Pie? It's from an old story. I think it's an old Cornish story. It's a pie where you bake it so the fish heads are staring out at the stars. With their eyes wide.
That's the one.
In terror.
It feels really mean.
Yeah, well, it kind of is barbaric and mean to have heads sticking out of your pie. It's an aesthetic thing, though.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You've seen the Stargazy Pie. It's such a nice name for a pie. It sounds so delicious and wonderful, and then you see it and you're like, oh.
Stargazy Pie. Yeah. Yeah.
Cornish is a language.
What?
It's not.
Have you just like naysayed the chat? Have you just been like, no, we're wrong?
I'm pretty sure it's not. I mean, if I'm wrong, then fair enough. Shame on me.
Do you mean it's like a dialect? Like they have their own invented words and stuff? Because you know,
it's an accent, and it's definitely Cornish slang. I think.
Like there's like the Scottish equivalent probably as well. So
cute name for pie has dark descriptions, much like a Pokemon. Stargazy Pie is similar in that way. She ran in and like looked at me, and then I said her name, and she skittered out again. She's feeling super playful.
Bobby.
Oh, Mike's pretending he has treats, but he doesn't. So mean.
Jump. Jump up. Jump up.
Cornish is a language. Hold on, let me search this.
Where is her treat?
They're over here on the desk.
Can you pass me one?
Hold on, one sec.
Oh, hey, Shoocheroo. How's it going?
Hey, Shooch. Oh, look, there you are. Kernowek is apparently the proper name for it. It's a Celtic language spoken mainly in Cornwall. Kernel. A member of the Brythonic or British branch of the Celtic languages. That's so cool. There you are. It's a revived language that became extinct as a first language in the late 18th century. Shame on me. But you learn something new every day.
You do learn something new every day.
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, do you guys want to see my biggest fan? There's my biggest fan.
Are you showing them the fan?
Yeah.
Clever. Clever.
Face reveal, face reveal. No, no.
I'm just reading a little bit about it. It's interesting.
I'm trying to set up a trap, a Buffy trap for you all.
The language is still taught in schools. That's awesome. It's having a bit of a revival, it seems. Into Cornish music, independent films, and children's books. Whoa,
I'm gonna make
what
a cat
did you know?
here. I did it.
Amazing. Truly.
Now, Buffy. Cam.
Dad jokes are the highest form of humour. I'm like,
Cam. Arr. Arr, 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 arr. Don't attack me. You ready? Arr, arr, arr. You did a cute face.
Newto's cat heard your treats. Mike, you're making all the cats go crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Your dreamies bring all the cats to the yard.
Ready? Ready? Don't kick the cat. Don't scratch me. No. No.
Oh my goodness. She's just a big lump of fur.
Last one. Ready? You have to back up. Your butt's in the way.
Back up! Alpha Storm!
You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready?
She's always ready.
Arr, 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 arr.
A secret? She's always hungry.
Aw. It's your papa.
You done with this now?
Yeah, she's
She's
gone.
done with this now. Neating up Meowch's colours a little bit. In preparation for the great shadening.
I keep like opening the camera. It's such a wide lens that like you're just on the camera even if it's pointing this way.
Really?
Yeah. Your hand's there. There you go. Oh, I just realized. Check this out. Represent. Twerp. Yay.
Wait.
What you doing?
Represent.
Yeah.
Look up at the sky. Meet the eye.
Twerp. It's very good. Ah.
Okay, going.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Is that a Gyaro poster? Yes. It is.
This. Yeah.
I like getting shirts which are too big for me because they're comfortable. They're the most comfortable. So I'll often order sizes in large. We can't wait for our Starlight merch to come in. So excited. Yes, TWRP Torosha is the best. Studio TWRP.
Oh, she's super wise. I'm like shaking the treat thing. She's like, I don't want that.
Really?
Wow.
That's interesting. She's never not wanted them before. She does. She wants it. Mommy!
Buffy. Up, up.
That's what you sound like, Buffy.
Jump, jump. It's too much fun to give her treats. This is the last one, I promise.
She's barely even had breakfast yet, Mike. You spoil her so much.
She's
gone.
Oh, I want a clip of that. She just like jumped up onto my knee, came up, grabbed it, and then like jumped down again. Good girl, Buffy. That was exactly what I wanted. Yeah. Move the camera back.
I'm ready to receive my hugs. Ready to receive.
Ready to receive your hugs.
Ready to receive.
Okay, we'll actually have to call the stream.
Call it what?
Very soon. It's 10:30. I'm gonna go give Declan a. See if he's.
Wait, we should probably do that after the stream, don't you think?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we have some errands to run. Declan has asked someone to come and help him out today. And we said that we would do some cleaning before they get here. So we're going to go and take out some trash and stuff. Give the apartment a once over. And then get on with our freelance work.
What?
Tomorrow I'm going to redo a song shoot. And I'm going to start the background for this. And then it's going to, once the background's in, it's just the colours and it's going to be done. Crazy. Crazy to think of. Crazy. It's going to be nice to have it finished though.
Yeah.
I've been chipping away a little bit at a time on it.
Also, we should say that if you're in the Dublin area this weekend.
Oh yeah, this weekend we're doing a thing.
Yeah, Dublin Comic Con is on, and we're gonna be guests there, I believe.
Yeah.
Although it's and we're gonna be on a panel talking about independent animation and doing a Q&A.
Yep.
And
we'll be around afterwards too because we have a table, so we'll be around to chat to. We're not gonna have anything new at the table, but we'll be there just to
we'll
hang
be there,
out,
sitting behind it, looking happy and joyful and everything.
Yep.
The Q&A will probably be of limited value if you want to hang out or whatever. So.
What do you mean it'll be of limited value?
Well, people in the stream right now can just ask us questions and we can answer them. This is a Q&A format anyway, and Paper Bag going to be there, so he'll add value.
That's true. You can ask Paper Bag anything.
Yeah.
And we will also be there.
Yeah. Do we have any other last news things?
Watch out, because the Let's Play will hopefully be up at some point.
Yeah.
And
be aware.
It won't be a year away. It'll be hopefully just within the month at some point. You know, we don't have any time to do it essentially, so we're doing our best. With a little bit of help from our friends. Yeah. You know, but it was fun. It was a fun one. It was nice to play something together for a couple of hours. And we'll let you guys know when it's going to come out. I don't really have any announcements. I'm grasping at straws.
Yeah.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Have an awesome day. And thanks for hanging out with us.
We love you.
Hashtag Animonthly.
Hashtag Animonthly.
No, wait. No, don't do that.
What are you doing?
Don't hashtag that. That's not mine. Damn it. That's the one people do know. Hashtag Annie Morning. Don't hashtag Annie Monthly.
Hashtag don't Annie Monthly.
Hashtag down with Annie Monthly. No, don't do that. We love Annie Monthly. It's the best. Hashtag Annie Morning.
I'm gonna throw
Look,
the end
it's
screen.
gonna catch on, Mike. You just have to have faith.
It's been 2 years, India, and you couldn't even get it right.
It's just so memorable.
And then if you're watching and you don't know we have a Patreon, we totes have a Patreon.
Oh no,
where we put
okay,
stuff
okay.
on
We're
it.
done with the shout outs. We're done. We're done.
No,
We're leaving.
I'm telling people about the Patreon where there's all
Nope.
the free content that we put
I
out.
need breakfast. We have to go.
And it's tutorials and guides and behind the scenes and a lot of friendly like stuff, approachable things. You want to learn about things? It's all on our Patreon.
Okay.
It's www.patreon.com
Oh my goodness.
/Doigswift.
It never ends. Okay, let's go.
And may the rest
Of your day
be filled
with adventure.
Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.